有点久没飞了，先玩个 normal 就好了。
Does the color of the sky mean anything special to you? It does to me. A hell of a lot. When I close my eyes, the sky in my dreams is a deep, dark blue.
Deep, dark blue.
Pilots have been in my family for 4 generations. Flying's in my DNA. Even so, my grandpa didn't want me joining the Air Force. He lost faith in the Ocean Air Defense the day my dad died in battle.
You know, Abby, I wish you could see what it's like up there. Cruising above the clouds, the dark blue of the stratosphere. Nothing beats being at the controls and seeing it from the cockpit. Look here.
Gramps tossed a magazine over to me with an article. Unmanned fighters are no longer a dream, it read. Pilots taking to the skies will soon be a distant memory.
I don't see anything good coming from that.
Know what? Lying smack dab in the middle of the desert west of here, there's a bunch of planes from the last war. Some of them have been mothballed, but most of them are just rusted piles of junk waiting to be scrapped. Gramps was really good friends with the super there, so he got to take whatever he wanted, no questions asked. That's how we got the parts to build our own plane. Now, when I say we, I mean me, my grandpa, and his old war buddies. I cut my teeth working with those geezers. They taught me their skills, and some dirty jokes. But with their aging eyeballs and whatnot, I ended up having to do most of the work myself. I was at the airstrip doing some flight training when I saw it. A prototype drone. It wasn't much of a plane, more of a trash can with wings.
Laugh at it all you want, kid. But technology's always changing. If you don't keep up with it, it'll leave your ass behind.
It took 6 years and 8 months to get that engine running. And it took us to finally get the balance of the airframe just right. I'd gone from being a little girl to, well, still a girl, just older. But now, I was all alone. Wherever the souls of my Gramps and his pals are flying, I hope it's peaceful. Then, finally, I was ready to break the sound barrier. All this plane could do was take off, accelerate, and fly up.
这个音浪。
Then I saw Osia's fighters. They were tailing something. A drone. They were going full out chasing that thing. Doing 30 Gs at least. Damn, I've never seen anything move that fast. It had a rose painted on it. The Erusian emblem. But that country's a whole continent away from here.
Right. You should have been my offensive in this piece of junk. Should have built a return too.
就这么衰小的遇到，刚好开战。
Is everyone here? Settle down. I said settle down. You have all been instrumental in helping to maintain peace in Usea as members of the International Union Peacekeeping Force. Until today. Earlier, our radar site informed us that a group of unidentified aircraft was approaching. Communication systems went down immediately afterwards. We are led to conclude that they have attacked the site. Here's your mission. It's possible that the Usean ceasefire agreement has been broken for the first time in over a decade. As of today, the Fort Gray's Airbase Squadron of the IUPF has been put on high alert. All members who have been ordered to sortie, fly there immediately. Find the unidentified craft, then use your weapons to round them up and force them to land. If the hostiles counterattack, then you will...
What the hell was that? There's smoke! We're under attack. Numerous unidentified aircraft confirmed overhead. What? How is that possible?
The tank farm to the north has been bombed.
Many injured.
Scramble! All units, take off and eliminate the unidentified craft attacking the base. This is not a drill.
This is not a trail. 毕竟一开始嘛，就不要用到苏凯30啊，用个符合一开始的鸟飞机就好了。也不能说鸟啦，就是比较老的战机。 啊，就用首次的 DLC 吧。空中炸裂式空对空飞弹。 符合一开始什么都没有的话，就是什么都不装。Go。
Mage Squadron, aircraft preparations complete. Stand by at the front.
Radar site's still silent. Scramble. Get those birds in the sky. We're sitting ducks. What's happening? Bombers incoming. Don't know how many.
Let's clear that runway. We don't got all day here.
Mage
主
Squadron,
角就是我们，代号 Mage 2，
Link to Skykeeper. Hurry, Mage Squadron.
应该说编号 Mage 2，代号 Trigger。
Trigger, your call sign is Mage 2. Verify and read back. Mage 2, cleared for takeoff. The situation is tight. It's a hell of a welcoming party, but we have faith in you. Good luck.
Get that bird in the air ASAP.
Hear that? Column Squadron and your wingmen are airborne. Take off and form up with Mage 1. Mage 2 altitude restriction is lifted. Good luck.
The carrier. Whoa. Looks like the harbor's taken a lot of damage.
Can't have any more casualties. Time to stop the bullshit. Mage 2, form up with Mage 1. All aircraft, let's do this. Golem Squadron, it's go time.
Roger that.
Going for understood.
This is the AWACS Skykeeper. Take down all unidentified bombers. They don't have many escorts. They hit our radars hard in the last attack. Expect the worst and stay sharp.
Wilco. Trigger, I'm your wingman. Fly with me now. That's what it means to be in an element. You gotta keep an eye out for enemy bombers. Okay, here we go. Looks like bombers have been located. It's showtime, Trigger. Let's see if you can handle the spotlight. You're a good pilot. Well, so I told them. I had to fill an empty spot, so play along. It's still a leash, though.
Enemy bomber confirmed down. Good job, Mage 2.
Not bad, Mage 2. Trigger, switch your radar. See if you can locate the enemy. There it is, sitting there all pretty, just waiting to be taken. Ourselves.
Harbor fuel storage is intact. It's asking for another round. All escorts form up for another attack. Point is 835.
Watch out for the support aircraft.
On target 6.
It's chow time.
Enemy missile cruising. Breaking.
Locked. Enemy support eliminated. This should make the job easier. Destroy the target.
Fuck two.
Target confirmed down. Looking good, Mage 2. Mage 2, target's in range. Parabombers.
Trigger, stay calm. You got this. I know the kid's shown some promise, but let's remember, he's still barely gotten his feet wet. Trigger, don't forget your special weapon.
Target down. Enemy bomber down. Nice going, Mage 2.
Not too shabby, Mage 2. But you still got a long way to go, kid. I'll give you some pointers back at base if you can make it in one piece. Skykeeper, this is Mage 1, over. Tally 2 bandits.
Copy that. It's a bomber and an escort.
Oh, there, Trigger. Settle down. Mage 2, maintain your element with Mage 1. Do not break off. Mage 1, make sure he doesn't do anything stupid. Wilco. Golem 2, let's maintain element.
Copy that, Commander.
Radio.
Attention all combat groups. Are there any drones? Verify.
Drones? Are you kidding me right now? Jesus, this is the kind of shit that really chaps my ass. Jeez, I can't tell them apart.
Locked. Target is in range of guns. Target is down.
Attaboy, Trigger.
Fox 2. Harbor facilities and carrier destroyed. I call that mission accomplished.
It's not getting away.
We still got half our baggage. Emptying over the hangars and runways.
I'm spiking.
Bomber hit by a missile.
Mage 2 bandit confirmed down.
They can burn with their whole payload. Hesitating for a split second could be the difference between life and death. Stay sharp, think fast.
Roger that.
Mage 2.
Bye bye.啊，失速了，失速了。
Don't let them destroy the harbor. Where the hell are our fighters? The harbor is under heavy fire.
Mage 2. Missile away.
快跑！哎呀，被友军干掉了。
Mage 2. Walking. Target is hit.
Column 2, he's right on you. Enemies on me.
One remaining.
Mage 2, keep your focus. You got this.
To Golem and Mage. Job well done. All bombers are down. Our radar shows no sign of bandits. You're in the clear.
Good going, Mage 2. Flight Commander looks like he's got what it takes. Let's slow down. It's just one sortie. Don't try to be a hero. I want you to make it back in one piece, you hear?
Yeah, I gotta side with the boss man on this.
Column Squadron, this is HQ. Did you confirm any drones?
What's the deal with all the drones?
Column 1, return to base and report for debriefing.
I am Princess Rosa Crescentelis of the Kingdom of Erusia. Citizens of Erusia.
Caution. Pull up. Caution.
Trigger, your call sign is Mage 2. Verify and read back.
We are currently assessing the damage to the base. We have confirmed that the aircraft carrier Albatross was sunk. We know the attacking bogies were from Erusia. International Union peacekeeping force bases all over the Yuuzhan continent were attacked in the same way. The damage is severe. Many wars are lost by failing to recover from the opening blows. That means successfully retaliating was very important. You may have turned the tides of battle here. You have our thanks.
As of 1 p.m. today, the Kingdom of Erusia has declared war on the Osean Federation. As soon as the news broke out, enemy aircraft began bombing Osean territory, causing widespread destruction. The Air Defense Force has released a statement saying this violent attack was carried out by drones. They speculate the drones were secretly transported to Osea in shipping containers and launched remotely. The Secretary of the Navy has stated that the enemy was targeting naval ports across the country. According to the Secretary, all of the nation's aircraft carriers, including one still under construction, sustained severe damage in the attacks. We have yet to hear back from the department as to the fate of Osean carriers currently at sea. Hold on. I've just received breaking news. The International Space Elevator, which is being built in southern Yuuzha, has been seized by the Erusian army. Reports say former President Harling was touring the site at the time, but his current whereabouts are unknown. Our sources in government tell us it was Harling's policies regarding the space elevator that caused economic frictions in the area, and which ultimately led to this war. Located near Erusia, on the continent of Yuuzha, the space elevator has been under construction for some time now. The Executive Office of the Osean Federation has declared a national state of emergency. They have ordered all its armed forces, including Yuuzhan peacekeepers, to mobilize and make the necessary preparations to launch an immediate counterattack. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is officially at war. Stay tuned for further updates.
Breaking news from ENN. Osea launched an attack on the capital today, striking Farbanti from their aircraft carrier, the Kestrel II. After a brutal battle, the Erusian Air Force successfully repelled them. During the air raid, the Osean Air Force fired missiles at the city and managed to shoot down a number of Erusian fighters. Some of the disabled planes then crashed into residential areas.
The world was screwed. 20 years ago, the Earth got slammed by an asteroid. Yuuzha was on the wrong side of the planet and got hit. Hard. Refugees swarmed the Erusian Republic, the biggest country on the continent, plunging it into chaos. They were desperate and started a war, one they had no hope of winning. That's the war my dad fought and died in. The biggest nations from 2 continents went head-to-head, and the so-called righteous Oseans struck the deal that ended it. They fancied themselves the only nation that could bring peace and stability to the world. They even tried saving the Yuuzhans, still suffering from the disaster. That's how a space elevator, stretching way up into the sky, ended up being built in Yuuzha, paid for by the Oseans. President Harling said he did it out of compassion for his fellow humans. But to the folks in Erusia, it looked like Osea was moving in to take over. Erusia went from being a republic back to being a kingdom. When they started this new war, they managed to get the drop on everyone. The second the declaration hit the news, Erusian forces took control of the space elevator without spilling a single drop of blood. President Harling was touring the elevator when it happened and disappeared. Then, while that was going on, the Erusian ships that were docked all around Osea released a swarm of drone fighters they had hidden on board in containers. No one thought they were capable of doing what they did that day. With pinpoint accuracy, they managed to take out everything that was military. And not a single civilian was hurt in the process.
也许现在的世界，在不久的将来就都是靠无人机在攻击那个作战目标这样。
And when all this was going down, I just so happened to be in my flying drag racer. In case you were wondering, yeah, I survived. I crashed in a bombed-out Ocean Air Force base, then got arrested for breaking wartime aviation laws or some crap. The world went from being at peace to being at war, all in the blink of an eye. I was tried, found guilty, and stuffed into a cargo ship. For company, I had some court-martialed soldiers. And remember those mothballed planes I told you about before? They were loaded on the ship, too. We headed off down south for several days, and then swung east. That's how I got here. I was thousands of kilometers from Erusia, on the opposite side of the Yuzian continent. For a port, it was dull as hell. It had 3 rusty patrol boats, and the base? The fences were topped with razor wire, the tower had a searchlight and machine guns, and a truck with a gun turret was parked in front of the gate. Its gun was aimed at the yard. This was a prison. This on base, but half the tanker just painted on the dirt. The whole place was just one big fat lie. The only reason I was here is because they knew I'd restored a supersonic plane. They wanted me to make something out of the mothballed planes they brought, that they could park on the fake runway. Can you believe that shit? So, I tried to escape. They found out, and set the dogs on me.
Erusia has made a declaration to the Ocean Federation and all countries on the Yuzian continent stationing the IUN peacekeeping force that we are now at war. Right after the declaration was made, surprise attacks began around the continent that have inflicted major damage to our armed forces. Forces aligned with Erusia are currently appearing throughout Yusia. The combination of these forces has overwhelmed the majority of the continent, and they are now encroaching on us in the east. Additionally, the multinational space elevator has been seized by the Erusian military. After the previous war, the space elevator became both a symbol of peace and a valuable asset in the fight against growing energy concerns. Whoever has control of it will have enormous influence over the entire continent. We cannot turn a blind eye to this critical situation. The Fort Gray's Air Base Squadron has been entered into the order of battle to reclaim the elevator as an advance element. First, you will attack all hostiles coming in the east of Schofield Plateau to stop any interference with the Allied ground troops. The enemy has deployed several vehicles equipped with anti-air radar along the roads. You are to destroy them. They should not pose much of a threat. However, there is a high likelihood that the attack will draw more enemy air support. If that happens, fight them off swiftly and establish air superiority.
So 基本是对地作战，但是也许会有空中支援。雷达车，雷达车，除了雷达车之外，不知道其他的地面是三小。听说这是我国国军有的幻象2000。 就用幻象2000好了。对地，也许用这个 GPV 会比较好。幻象2000，当然，我国国军不会有这种涂装。
Mage Squadron, sortie, ASAP. Current target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
But, any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
把队友都先飞去前面了。
Visual on the anti-air radar vehicles. They should be close.
其实就灵活度来讲的话，幻象2000就会比刚才的 F41好很多。
It's popping off now, Trigger. War has officially begun.
Target destroyed. 5 to go.
Out there! Protect the radar vehicle! Requested permission to move the vehicle! We can't wait any longer! We need interceptors now! We're using the containers now! Those weapons are meant for tactical flexibility.
啊！可是范围不够大。
Target destroyed. 3 to go. Continue to engage at your discretion. Enemy interceptors inbound. Prepare to engage in 30 seconds.
Wilco, here they come. Take them down. Okay, recruits. Pay attention to who's on what side. The newest IFF is connected to our entire force via satellites. It's reliable, so trust your radars.
Go.
2 targets remaining.
Radar was just about to go online. Push the plan forward too fast.
直升机是吧？
Allied territory.
Trigger, there's one more to go.
Evading! Evading! Everything's been burned down!
米格21，白。
The clouds don't just affect your field of vision. They also mess with your HUD and radar. The Seekers can sometimes lose their lock-on to their targets, too.
We need over clear ground. School 3, you have to bail out now.
Golem 1, enemy will crash in a residential area.
哇，这些都不是目标，认真打目标了。
H2, missile launch. That was the last radar vehicle. Great work. Radar vehicle. vehicle's destroyed, but the interceptor shows no sign of retreating. Take it out. Continue with the mission. Crush as many as you can.
Move the enemy aircraft away from the base.
Enemy transports are taxiing.
别想起飞。
Targets remaining.
All transports have been destroyed, but what were they carrying?
God damn it, my brother was in that radar.
一发被闪掉。
Missile inbound! Evade!
Three targets remaining.
Missile, right now! Box 2. Roger 6. Launch preparations complete. Bolts are free. Whenever you're ready. Stand clear 15 meters. UAVs ready to launch. Away!
无人机出来喽！
What happened? Status report.
Multiple bogies on radar. They're close.
Wait, they're being launched.
You're clear to engage. They're probably hostile.
Judging by the way they look and move, they gotta be drones. Well spotted, Clown. No doubt about it, we're dealing with UAVs. But that doesn't change a thing. Just think of them as somewhat clever decoys. Take them all down. These drones have great agility. All aircraft. You know what high G turns are, right? Use them. HQ, this is Golem 1. Bandits confirmed as UAVs. Repeat, bandits are drones.
Golem 1, that doesn't matter. Destroy all enemy fighters and get out.
It doesn't matter. He's saying the war could change in an instant. Get over it. Yeah, I just wish they'd give us a bit more warning.
Locked.
Golem Squadron, surround them.
That's a miss.
Fight!
UAV confirmed destroyed. Hell yeah. Golem Squadron, you're not gonna let Mage get all the glory, are ya?
3 enemies to go.
I'm buying dinner for anyone who takes down an enemy.
There's a bar I want to try.
You're doing good. Just 2 more.
飞在云层里就有点麻烦
Bandits are
了
in。the clouds.
Fight!
One to go. Let's get through this without any casualties. Locked.
Crap. The aircraft is icing up. I'm getting a warning.
Get out of the clouds. The ice will melt.
Nice kill, Trigger. Enemy aircraft confirmed down.
The skies are clear. Nice work, everyone. Mission complete. RTB.
No casualties. We couldn't have done any better. Returning to base.
I don't know. Maybe the bandits we took down caused civilian casualties.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days. You shoot, someone
在
gets
云层
killed.
飞久了就会这样子，整
The
个
guys
都
in
是水，
charge take care of the rest.
甚至会结冰，像现在这样。
Current target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and...
You've given us air superiority by destroying their radar. The first barrier keeping us from retaking the space elevator is gone. Now is the time to group up and begin the counteroffensive. Let us reclaim what is ours. The surprise attacks carried out after the declaration of war saw the peacekeeping forces of various countries, including Osea, suffer major damage. The ships moored around the space elevator and near Gandar Bay have been hit particularly hard. Numerous ships have been sunk and abandoned. Fortunately, our cutting-edge aircraft carrier Kestrel II was at sea, so it was spared from the attack. Kestrel II is now preparing to launch another attack against Erusia's capital, Farbanti. The aircraft carrier Vulture also managed to escape Gandar Bay safely. However, it lost all its aircraft, so it's sailing empty. Today, the International Union Peacekeeping Force reclaims its bid to the space elevator. The Fort Gray's Island Air Base Squadron will rendezvous with the carrier Vulture for a joint mission. The first objective will be to seize air superiority in Schoppenberg in order to secure a route for the support squadrons. The enemy maintains air superiority over Schoppenberg, so expect heavy resistance from enemy aircraft. There's more, so listen carefully. Right from the start of the war, the enemy has been deploying drones. They're using a new advanced type of drone. The unmanned airborne aircraft carrier, the Arsenal Bird, carries this new drone, MQ-101. The Osean Army headed up the development of the massive Arsenal Birds and dispatched them to the space elevator to provide support. However, it's been reported that the carriers may have fallen into the hands of the Erusian forces. If that's true, it could be a significant obstacle for us. We need to regain control of the space elevator ASAP. Good luck out there.
F11、F11、F16、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8台的编队。F16跟F11两一组。既然有F16，那就用一样我们国军有的F16吧。不过我们国军的好像不是F16C型，就是了。用 4AAM 好了，一次可锁定4个目标的空对空飞弹。可是这东西实在是消耗很快，一次发4发，然后游戏里面是建在16发啦，不过当然现实不可能这么多。挂载就是1、2、3、4。 它这个红色、蓝色、白色也可以硬凹成是晴天白日满地红的嘛。照理来讲，如果玩普通的，到现在应该至少可以买个那个轻型叶片涡轮吧？啊，轻型涡轮叶片啊。
Mage Squadron, aircraft preparations complete.
Refueling initiated. Maintain your current position.
空中加油！
Trigger, maintain your current approach. 50 meters. Excellent work, Trigger.
这种硬式的、听说是空军才是这样配的。
Mage Squadron, this is the situation. Gollum and the other bases squadrons already joined. You guys will arrive right in the middle of the action. Mage Squadron, eliminate all bandits in the current airspace. We have the upper hand, but that doesn't mean we can ease up. Good luck.
Mage 1, Wilco. Mage 1 to Gollum 1, thank your lucky stars.
Looking good, Mage Squadron. Keep up that pressure.
Trigger, time to show the other guys that we get wet wild and do dirty, dirty things.
Once you hit one of them, stick to him like glue. Don't let him out of your sights, even in the clouds.
And so, your first hunting season begins.
Enemy reinforcements. I don't like the odds. Grand 3, bailing out!
Missile.
Breaking out of luck. Let's do the humane thing and put it down.
Missile launched.
I'm in his blind spot. He's mine. Enemy behind you. Jake! I can't. I've lost control. Careful. There's a real demon in there. If you can't evade a missile, use chaff and flares. Your fingers should still move, even if you're in a 9G turn.
啊，两发都被闪掉了。
Golem 2 just knocked one down.
This right here is what we call a learning experience.
Roger that.
They got me.
3 remaining.
Enemy is firing. I got his tail in my sights.
被4台追杀，这台 F16真惨。
Missile connected.
Eject! We got this. We can't recover. We need reinforcements now! Aim pursuit. Give me a hand. Breaking out of lock. Why are we pulling out?
Mage 2, locking.
Missile cruising, evading. Yeah, I'm on his ass.
Missile.
Looks like they weren't ready for a fight. Enemy on my tail. I can't shake him.
Clouds are screwing up the accuracy.
快要，快要，快靠，快靠！哦！
I'm practically blind in here. Once the enemy gets behind me,
差点被
that's your chance to
陷
take
害
him
去
out.
撞地板。
Roger that.
Enemy missile inbound. It's evading. I'm under fire in the cloud. Nice kill.
One remaining.
Missile inbound. Evade. Breaking off.
啊，没中。就飞到云里面。
Our radar shows no sign of bandits. You're in the clear.
I haven't even broken a sweat.
这待在云里面会这样子结冰，什么都看不到。虽然很真实，但是很机车。
What the hell?
Caution, missile!
Caution. Large aircraft is approaching. All aircraft, stay alert. 军械巨鸟 ，Arsenal Bird， 上面满载了一堆无人机的玩意。 We just learned that Eruzia is utilizing the Arsenal bird. Those bastards. They had that thing combat ready this whole time.
Enemy has a radar lock.
Just waiting for mission command.
Break, now!
Cut.
We'll live through this, Trigger.
Bandits are fast as hell.
These guys are definitely a step above the last drones. Damn, they're agile. There's too many of them. These guys won't go down easy.
All aircraft, no change in game plan. Destroy the Arsenal bird.
Golem Squadron, take out Big Baby Huey.
来，
Dodging everything I throw at him.
听说要先来打这个军械鸟。
Missile, evade!
Missile launch.
这个用这个视角的话，看会蛮刺激的，就是一堆飞弹。
Skeleton 1 lost. Skeleton 2, take over command.
Status?
Verifying the situation.
Golem 2, missile, evade!
Evading!
我看又来了，
This is Golem 3, Golem 2's hit. Status report. Shit, Golem 2, do you copy?
This is Golem 2. Instruments still appear to be functioning okay.
Skeleton 3 is lost.
Where's that report? Continue to maintain air superiority.
HQ, what's happening?
靠！
Starkeeper, I repeat, maintain air superiority. How's that happen? What the hell?
Caution. All aircraft, stay alert.
Get out of there! Breaking!
Skeleton 2 lost.
不科学的防护罩，
Skeleton Squadron is down. We've had too many losses.
蹦蹦。
All squadrons, command has ordered a complete withdrawal. Leave the operation area immediately.
Brilliant observation. If it was earlier, more of us would have survived to hear it.
Save your chatter for the debriefing. Golem and Main Squadron, give our allies some time to escape.
We'll go, but Golem 2's hit. Gotta send her back. Let's get dirty, Trigger.
Shoot down those UAVs. Don't let them touch any friendlies.
Golem 2, head back to base.
Gargoyle 1, escort Golem 2.
Continuing the mission. Still got my wings. Trigger doesn't need to fill in for me. I'm back and I...
You won't make any difference up here. Get back to base and cool your head.
Ammunition 0.
Copy that. Returning home.
Breaking! I can't get lost! Radar lock acquired.
Fall warning.
Column 3, Fox 2.
很不科学的飞法。
Got one in my sights.
救队友。
Leave the AO. Allies will hold off pursuit. Column Squadron, Mage Squadron, hang in there and come back safe. Mage Squadron, you're going toe-to-toe with the UAVs. Good work.
Focus.
Mage 2, missile launch.
That a boy, Mage 2. Just keep firing.
More UAVs spotted. Gargoyle Squadron, they might cut off your retreat.
My status is fine. Affirmative. This is Gargoyle 1. Leading Operation Airspace with Column 2.
Retreating aircrafts, prepare for combat. It's a bogey. Gargoyle 1, Column 2, engage now. Attack!
Ammunition 0.
One bandit. SU-30.
Gargoyle 1, caution! Missile!
Fast. It's like he's...
Skykeeper.
射程不
Gargoyle
够
1
啊。
lost.
What the hell? Column 2, status report. Just talk to me.
I'm against an SU-30. Twin tips. I can't shake it off. It's matching me move for move.
Column 2, stop dogfighting and run.
Locked.
Bring him on. Yowza! Damn it, I can't break away! Column and Main Squadron, help us! Get those UAVs off of France! Red Column and Main Squadron, they'll pull through.
Get your asses out. Mage 2, UAV down. Keep it up, buddy.
Fourth-grade aircraft. We'll let you take it easy next time.
I'm dead meat. I don't get it. Why isn't it opening fire? I'm scared. Scared.
妹妹要被干掉了。
Break off.
Fox 2.
Main Squadron still have their hotshot? Then we just might make it out. Don't look back, just have faith. Column and Mage, we owe you a debt. And we'll pay it.
那个妹妹就是在地图右上角。
As many guys out here as possible. I'm grateful you're around. Column 2, what's your status? Status report.
He's a predator. The weak get eaten.
Column 2, get a hold of yourself. Column 2, get away from the enemy.
Mage 2, support! Somebody!
Somebody。哦，右上角的点没了。
Column 2.
Skykeeper, where's the one that got brownie?
Afraid he's long gone by now. Sorry.
Mage 2. Might forget for him. Hurry up. I know. We need to fly away as fast as we can. Main Squadron, get those things off my ass.
Fox 2.
Tie us now. Trigger, can you help him?
All UAVs have been splashed.
I said what I had to say. About what? Not a girl who'd retreat. Just not in her DNA. That was the right decision at the time. No, I should have never let a fledgling like her out of my reach to begin with.
Golem Squadron, Mage Squadron, withdraw.
is clear. Mage 2, you are cleared for landing. 3,000 to runway. Mage 2, lower speed.
Low speed，其实这样还好啦。
1500 to runway. Your approach looks good. Stay on course. Perfect, Mage 2. I knew you'd be back. Stand by for further orders. Be ready for your next sortie.
Mage Squadron, this is the situation. Gollum and the other bases squadrons already joined forces and are engaged. You guys will arrive right in the middle of the action. Mage Squadron, eliminate all bandits in the current airspace. We have the upper hand, but that doesn't mean we can ease up.
Unfortunately, the two-front offensive was a failure. The aircraft carrier Kestrel II was sunk during the attack on Farbanti. Carrier-borne aircraft mistakenly bombed urban areas, and this has turned public opinion in neutral countries against us. Our own forces also suffered heavy losses. If it weren't for a few extraordinary fighters, many of us wouldn't have made it home. The situation is grim. We have precious little time, however. We have to get to the space elevator.
Here he comes. Mihai's looking worse. Thank God he has his granddaughters here to help him out. They're sisters, 15 and 10. Engaging the enemy in combat so we could use his physiological data to improve the drones had always taken a toll on Mihai's body. But today, he was really showing his age. The drones we based on his data were being taken down at a faster rate now compared to when the war began. When Mihai found that out, he insisted on flying to the front lines to see it for himself. Sometimes he could be so stubborn. His age wasn't the only thing affecting his health. Over the years, flying at high altitudes for prolonged stretches of time had ravaged and poisoned his body. He was a man of grit. Today, after 28 years, he saw combat again. If his flight suit still wasn't good enough to protect him, I can't imagine how many G's he hit today during the battle. As a pilot, he exceeds all our expectations. It's going to take a bit more tweaking before our drones can match his skill.
How penal is this penal unit, you ask? This place is a shithole. If you took the stink of all the corruption in the world, then corralled it all in one place, that would give you a pretty good idea of what the air smells like around here. We got all kinds of critters, too. Everything from flea-ridden guards, rabid dogs, and a mechanic doing stretch for life. I can't forget the rats. Yeah, we got those. And some pilots who got their wings clipped, too. One's a great pilot, but a lousy thief. One's a gambler with no luck. And one's an anarchist with no balls. Their job here was to rev the engines on the fake runways. The idea was for Aruja's spy satellite to pick up the heat sig. Even though there weren't any real fighters here, it looked like it on their infrared.
也就是所谓的假基地
If
真
Aruja
监狱。
lost the war, how come they still have a spy satellite? Because someone over there was smart enough to train a bunch of computer nerds to hack into half of Osia's satellites. That's how come. Every now and again, I'd try to bust out. And every single time, those damn dogs would drag me right back. When I was in my cell, I'd hear this voice coming from the guards room. It was the Arusian princess rallying her people on the Arusian national broadcast. All us prisoners had become big fans of hers. You want to hear something funny? The guards were big fans too. I swear to God, every time she was on the air, they'd turn up the volume on the radio and sit there listening. I could see how someone like her could win the hearts and minds of soldiers and workers alike. When the princess said something, you could tell she meant every word. Lately, she'd been having more fun with her speeches, and that made her seem even more charming. You could say her charm was like a virus. Whenever she'd point out stuff that was wrong with Osea, the prisoners in here went nuts. Hell, if anyone knew how messed up Osea was, it was the prisoners. They'd shout, "Burn Osea down." No way am I just gonna sit here and rot away in this hellhole. Dark blue. Instead of building fake-ass planes to trick Arusia, I'm gonna build one that'll really take off. You can count on that.
Rescue.
As proved by the failure of our previous strategy, the Arsenal birds have bolstered the enemy's anti-air network. This will be difficult to overcome. However, we still need to get swiftly to the space elevator no matter what it takes. Someone there is counting on us. The hero of
急
the
需
Circle
救援
Pacific
的人
War
物就
and the
是
man who
5代的
spearheaded the
总统
construction of the space
哈林。
elevator. Osea's former president, Mr. Harling. Mr. Harling was inspecting the elevator when the war broke out. He's been classified as missing since the elevator was taken over by the Erusian forces. However, according to the latest intel, a military officer accompanying Mr. Harling hid him inside the facility. Both are waiting for a chance to escape. Enemy anti-air radar network has been set up around the space elevator. It's likely a large squadron would be detected. We will send a single aircraft through the network and send in a rescue team soon after. A number of anti-air radars have been set up around the space elevator. However, our reconnaissance suggests their network is weakest along the southeastern coast of Selatapura, so we can elude the enemy's observation. There are a lot of rain clouds this time of year. Flying through the clouds will enable us to stay hidden from their radar. If you happen to be detected by their radar, we will be forced to abort the mission. The lone pilot will head up this strategy as you, Trigger.
所以这就是指挥官跟现场作战的人的差别。跟我说在云层里面飞就可以躲过雷达，妈的，在云层里面飞就看不到东西呀、连自己会不会撞山都不知道。还是一样用 F16好了。可是这关有点难选择特装要用什么。这万一范围不够大，所以打起来其实不是很好用。还是4 AAM 好了。理论上这时候应该是已经可以买到个特务的那个搭载量的样子，这样16发就变24发，可以多射2次。Go.
Aircraft preparations complete. Sortie ASAP.
Entering operation area. Imposing radio silence. We'll radio you, but you are not permitted to make contact.
If you're spotted, the mission is over. Stay out of enemy radar. Use of weaponry is also strictly forbidden. Okay.
简单讲，我就是要躲过这些红圈圈，到那个3个箭头在闪的地方。所以，冲吧！要飞在云里面，然后跟我说这样子不会被雷达侦测到，但我真他妈的就是看不到路了。印象这边可以抄近路的样子，不过不是，不对。而且这边还会被侧风吹，所以说控制不是很好，不是很稳。好像是这里吧，这里可以抄近路的样子。可是这个侧风，干，就是这样，就是这样子，嘿，过来了。本来要绕一大圈的，可是这样子就突破了。就是想这样。
Rendezvous point dead ahead. Hang in there. Trigger, the first stage of the mission is clear. Don't celebrate yet. The real fight's about to get started. Radio silence is now lifted. The auxiliary craft will be arriving shortly. Destroy the anti-air around the space elevator. We're securing Sea Goblin's landing zone. H2, target destroyed. Fox 2. Half of the SAM sites are down. H2, target down. All SAM sites down. There are still AA guns. Destroy them and secure the LZ.
Trigger, sorry about the wait. Cavalry's here. Column Squadron. Trigger jumped through the fire. Now it's our turn. Understood.
Gargoyle Squadron, stay focused. You all know your job.
All aircraft, eliminate the enemy before they can respond. Sea Goblin will arrive shortly. Eliminate hostile anti-air before then.
口机枪手。
H2 locked.
哎呀，被发打到地板了。
Mission still in progress. Stand by. All anti-air guns destroyed. The landing zone is secure. Sea Goblin, you are cleared to land.
Roger. Rendezvous point in sight. We're almost there.
Multiple bandits over Selatapura Harbor. They're container-launched UAVs.
Seeing nothing here. Going up to meet up 2 VIPs.
Rescue craft tagged on. Initiate.
Rescue craft on the ground is defenseless. Gollum and Mage, destroy all hostiles.
It's been a long journey, but you're on the home stretch.
Gargoyle will stand by near the space elevator.
Sea Goblin, heading over to the ex-president's location now. Run for the container!
Locked.
The enemy has a lock on you.
Press in. We're fighting against the
elevator.
一直瞄我是吧？
UAVs moving away from the harbor toward the space elevator. Shoot them down.
Return fire! Sierra 2, hold position! We're cut off!
那无人机又飞出来了。
Taking fire! We're pinned down! Shoot back! We're swarming. There's no way we can provide adequate cover. Enemies locked on. Express identified. Behind the gantry crane. Mr. Harlan, stay right there. Jacob's been hit. Incoming rocket.
Sea Goblin, all survivors, respond. Is Mr. Harling alive? Eliminate all enemy UAVs. Don't let up. UAV down.
这台漏网之女要飞去打救助队了。
They got the chopper and
Fight.
Sierra 2. That was thermobaric.
UAVs flying toward the space elevator. Mage, Gollum, get them.
Shit, rocket!
Damn.
Oh yeah, all mine.
This is Colonel Johnson. Do you copy? I am with President Hurley. Rescue unit down, along with the soldier who had this radio. Get Mr. Hurley out of here.
Sir, we feel the same way. We'll figure something out.
We'll pass out from exhaustion before the enemy wears out.
We found an Norwegian transfer craft. His engines are on.
I heard you were in the Air Force, Colonel. Can you fly?
Better than Mr. Hurley.
Will do. 3 remaining. All squadrons be advised. The call sign is Mother Goose 1. I've sent the information via the data link.
妈的故事1救了哈林总统出来的，叫做鹅妈妈。
1 remaining. UAV confirmed down.
Go 2, hang in there.
Target destroyed.
他已经离13000了哦。来台，妈的故事1，鹅妈妈1号。
All UAVs have been splashed. All aircraft. Former President Harling's transport is ready to take off.
这台就是轨道电
Mother
梯
Goose 1, take off.
超高的。
Let's wait till we're home safe. Mage Squadron, Mother Goose 1 is heading south. Provide support. 5
妈的
minutes
故事
remaining.
1升空啦！
Skykeeper, bogeys on my radar. Bearing 220.
Sighting confirmed as MQ-101, forerunner for Arsenal Bird.
The big bird is coming, huh?
Mage, protect Mother Goose 1. Shoot down any UAVs. Gollum, intercept the UAVs.
Golem 1 will kill. That last battle taught me a lot
一
about
堆
those
无人机
a-holes.，Golem 2, don't stray off on me. Always maintain element.
这时候就是发挥4 AAM 的时刻了。
Mage 2, walking.
Taking fire.
爆！
Enemy UAV down. Keep up the good work.
Roger. Sending UAVs to the transport. Orders are to fire warnings. Yes, sir. He's an old-timer. Has no clue how UAVs are used.
Mother Goose 1, UAV on your tail. Take evasive action.
My
鸟我们总统。
Mage 2 splashed abandoned.
Understood. An arsenal bird is on its way. Strategic AI chose liberty over justice. Courses have already changed.
有3台来势汹汹了。
Cargo 1, where's the signal? Gargoyle Squadron, stand by for my order. What about the lighthouse? I in the harbor. We won't be able to get home. That ship isn't one of ours. Where's the signal? Gargoyle, change radio frequency.
Rifles 1 here. We're about to leave the airspace. Keep your fingers crossed.
Gargoyle, it's time. Attention, Gargoyle Squadron, babble.
Gargoyle 3 to Babel. Babel, roger.
Skykeeper, what the hell was that?
Gargoyle did their job.
I figured, but why weren't we informed?
The IUN can't coordinate between branches as usual.
Gargoyle Squadron, report.
HQ, 1 hit was stored. The rest were intercepted by UAV. The elevator's wind break took a scratch. Running order.
Roger, continue to maintain air superiority.
Mother Goose 1 hit.
Mother Goose 1 has been hit. Colonel Johnson, respond. Mage
哎
Squadron,
呀，妈
assess
的，
the
故事万
situation.
中弹啦！
This is Mage 1. I have Mother Goose 1 in my sight. Cabin's fine, but the cockpit's not looking so good.
Colonel Johnson, are you okay?
Stall warning.
Don't worry about that. Just send help this way. I'm sorry. Get Mr. Harley. Please.
Mother Goose 1, respond. Mother Goose 1.
Skykeeper, should we continue providing cover for Mother Goose 1?
Of course. Locked. UAV destroyed. Mother Goose 1 is turning. What's going on? They're heading to the space elevator.
It's flying at a steady
啊，
altitude.
结冰了，结冰了，结冰了，结冰了，结冰了！
Mr.
啊！
Harling's the only one on board. Mother Goose 1, respond. Mr. Harling, please respond.
We can't protect our objective if it sticks around here.
Now's not the time to freak out, fellas. We've still got a job to do, so let's do it. Keep your mind focused.
Mr. Harling, we are not giving up on you. The UAVs are approaching Mother Goose 1.
Let's go, Trigger.
Take them down now, Mage Squadron. 1 minute remaining.
Radar lock acquired.
Mother Goose 1, turn 180 degrees and exit combat airspace. Mother Goose 1, Mr. Harlan, are you piloting that plane?
Arsenal Bird Liberty, passageway point 2.
The UAVs are continuing their attack.
They're obsessed with that transport. UAVs launching from Arsenal Bird Liberty, headed toward the A.
Oh my god. Mother Goose 1 has been shot down.
Where'd the missile come from?
Mage 2 fired that.
It was OG. A friendly missile hit him.
Verifying the situation. Stop speculating.
Mage 2，也就是我们操控的主角，
Mother Goose 1 exploded
这
in
时候
air.
就被黑
No
了
one。could have survived.
Looks like it tried to protect the elevator. Erusian bastards, they just killed a hero.
Mage 1. Is it Trigger? Trigger was the closest.
最近的是
UAVs
我们
all
Trigger，
over
没错。
I told you to keep a goddamn eye on the hatchway. It must have been a mistake.
Arsenal Bird is entering. All aircraft withdraw immediately. Trigger, you can't fly for a while. You understand?
The operation to rescue former President Harling has failed. Sadly, there is no hope he survived. Trigger, you are suspected of assassinating the former president. There will be an inquiry. There will most probably be a court-martial.
开始叫我去一个人冲过去打爆那一些防卫设施，然后没救到人，还要背这个黑锅，那要受军法审判，超衰的。
Bad news for us here at the prison. The enemy fell for our decoy base. With all the fake planes and trucks we had out, it must have looked to them like the Ocean Air Force was about to go on the attack. Day after day after day after day, they bombed us. Osea didn't give a damn. We weren't soldiers to them, so go ahead. Bomb us. In their eyes, we were expendable. Worth less than the fake planes in the bunkers. No biggie. While I made fake planes, they had me put together some working ones. Then, some genius at HQ decided we should send it up, so the base looked legit. Thankfully, we had people to crew them. It didn't matter what we were locked up here for anymore. Top brass needed pilots, and criminals were all they had. A crook, a gambler, an anarchist. Just your typical lowlifes. They threw each one of them in a cockpit and sent them up to intercept the enemy's planes. But in the end, it was all just for show. So, up they went, day after day after day. Today they tossed someone new into the mix. Wonder what he did to get sent here. My dad died flying for the Ocean Air Force. When your allies are surrounded, one of the most dangerous missions is giving them cover to retreat. Whoever signed up for that was a real hero. But even more dangerous than that was being the one who had to cover the rear guard's retreat. That was my dad's job, and one time, he called it off. Said it was too late for him. Said anyone else would have done the same. I found that out from a war buddy of his when he came to tell me how my dad died. The next time a retreat happened, my dad volunteered to be in the rear guard. Dumbass. He died all right. No one came to help. The news nearly broke me. Of all the ways to get killed, that's gotta be the most pathetic one ever. Am I right? There's a rumor going around about another inmate. A guy they brought here a little while ago. Get this. Talk in the cell block says he was sent here because he killed Harling, the president of Osea during the last war, remember? He's the one that sent my dad on that suicide mission. He's the reason I had to go live with my grandpa, and why me and Gramps started building a supersonic jet. He's the reason I ended up here. Maybe I should give that guy a thank you note for killing him. Nah. Fake and lies
这
and
边讲的
bullshit.
新人就是主角 Trigger。
All right, guys, I'll let you in on some juicy info. The new guy was found guilty by the International Union Peacekeeping Forces court-martial. He is the murderer of Harling in the flesh. His TAC name's Trigger. Now, as of today, he may be attached to the Ocean Air Force Base 444th Squadron. But that is just some symbolic bullshit. It doesn't really matter if he's Harling's murderer or not. Every last one of you has been incarcerated for one reason or another. You cons have an obligation to atone for your crimes. A few of you in the penal unit know how to fly, and HQ needs to plug the deficit in our Air Force. So they proposed sending you guys on a reconnaissance mission to the Waiapolo Mountains. But that idea was flat out rejected. Nope, you'll be atoning for your crimes right here at this base. This base is a decoy designed to draw enemy fire. And as members of this base, you'll be taking hits from the enemy. This will allow our forces to safely prepare a counterattack.
Incoming!
Switch off that alarm. It's just the usual. I thought Zapland was supposed to be an isolated area. Okay. I'm gonna need a few aircraft to scramble.
Again? Wonder how they will do it. Better than solitary.
Enemy aircraft detected over the dummy runway.
We just need to make it look like we can put up a fight. Some of those piles of junk can at least take off.
已经准备了几
Let's
架
get the
正要报
guiltiest
废
cons
但
in the
是还
sky
能飞的
first.
机体。
We'll start with Harling's murderer. We don't expect you to down any bombers. But what we do want is to make them think that we've got an active base here.
Sorry， 要先开一下声音，耳机没电了。都当犯人了，就先来玩玩我最喜欢的米格29吧。一下之前装了什么。怎么都是强化气泡？强化气泡的拿掉好了。
It's time to get busy, convicts. Proceed with your mission now.
Follow orders, Trigger. Taxi to the runway now. Check your altimeter and wait in front of the runway.
Control, would you kindly send me up first?
Spare 8, Champ, this is the control tower. You're not cleared for takeoff. Obey orders.
Go to hell.
All aircraft preparing for takeoff. Watch out for Spare 8. He's forcing a takeoff.
I'll take up command. Any objections?
That'll get decided in the skies.
Touche.
Trigger, your call sign is Spare 15. Consider it your prisoner number for the air. Commencing deception and interception.
Spare 15, the runway's free. You have permission to take off. Go now.
Woohoo! My blood's boiling!
Toss the chump in solitary once he gets back.
If he makes it back.
When you land your ass is
Champ's gonna survive? Anyone want to bet on it?
No one's gonna take that bet.
What are you doing?
Well, I have no problem with him stirring things up a bit.
But do not block the runway.
Spare 15, takeoff confirmed. Altitude restriction lifted. Go.
So
So, no missiles again. The FCS is locked. Damn. You're good. Let's make this more interesting.
Prisoners use nothing without supervision. Not even a pencil.
就是飞上来，然后当箭靶，什么都不能干。
He shot 2 missiles right between old Harling's eyes. Always in the know, aren't you? In this war, intel is a life or death matter.
澳洲这一代有过时速机动可以用，我切驾驶舱模式基本上看不太出来在干什么。
Bombers that attacked the runway are
切
coming
这样
back for a new
看
round.
得清楚的。
I know it's just a dummy runway.
然后
You
这
guys
个
just need to
29
make a lot of noise. Make them think
唯一
there's
可以
fighters at the
做
base.
过时速机动的
If any of you die,
旧
just
时
think
代
of it as you atoning for your crimes.
所谓的过时速机动就是像这样。
Leaving the operation area will be shot down. You hear me?
Righto.
Numbers we can handle. You're safe with us.
平常我们要往后飞的话，是要减速，然后高度变化会有很多。像刚才本来高度是在1100公尺的，上升到了1400。但是过时速机动呢，就不太一样。现在的高度大概900。
Shit! The enemy just hit the control tower! Hey, what's with all the shaking? Look!
直接转向，但还是在900的高度。
Not let the enemy get closer. Are you trying to kill me?
Shall I hit shoot down all? Commander McKenzie? Damn it! Spare squadron, listen up. Shoot down everything carrying bombs. Weapons free. You're cleared to engage. Show no mercy.
We'll be done by now. Gonna have to rethink the odds. Wanna bet which one of us gets the first kill? Tell us after it starts.
This is the first.
If counts going forward,
I decide when you die.
当然，实战中要用刚才的那个技巧，其实有点困难啊，都会忘记。
I'll show you all how it's done.
Spare 15, bandit splashed.
Trigger, keep an eye on your head count. You can repair later. Yeah, I'm betting that report will get dressed up real pretty.
Breaking!
Radar pinged. Incoming hostile group detected. Take care of them. A bomber's at high altitude. Stop watching your own asses and look up. Head to the next target.
Allow me to educate you. In this unit, you get your tail marked with scratches. The more scratches, the more heinous the
基
crime.
本上为了取得攻角，所以通常会飞得比对方高。
Right, Trigger? Well, you are Harling's murderer. Sorry, but I'm gonna get the top score again.
身在高处才比较容易攻击敌人。 离得有点太远了，目标的轰炸机在炸我们的基地了。先解决这台还没飞到的。
Focus on destroying the target. bandits inbound. They got bombers and support.
All aircraft follow me. You two, murderer. Gee, now he thinks he's squadron leader.
Nickel.
Continuing attack.
Trigger, don't get shot down now. I got good money riding on your survival. Some guys have got big money riding on you going down, so watch your back.
Spare 7, shut up. You don't need a cap to pull the trigger. Targets are still active. Keep up the attack.
What the hell are you doing?
Are you... Wilco, Commander McKenzie, please maintain silence for the moment.
Trigger again! Get on their ass if you want to... Don't get excited. It's beginner's luck.
Nickel.
Bring that down. I'm surrounded.
Nickel.
Wow, look at Trigger go. Lucky shot.
Nickel.
Can't maintain altitude.
Nickel.
Bailing out.
This is a pretty nice ride. Ultimate service pretty good. Can't believe ACT's to scrap. Just what kind of magic does she have up her sleeves anyway? I don't know what her problem is. Acting like she's royalty or something. That's because she's the scrap queen.
Queen? More like a bad-tempered tomboy.
Get closer.
Spare 15, what the hell are you doing? Attack!
Trigger got most of it. Maybe even all of it. That was dumb luck, tabloid.
Spare 15, don't take all the fun away from your comrades. 2 targets remaining.
So many squadron convicts. Gotta be some kind of reason. Comes down to the paper-mache strategy. The base seems to be doing the trick. Guess every man and his dog has an idea how to end the war.
1 bandit left. Take him down now.
First come, first served.
Fox 2.
All targets confirmed eliminated.
Hell yeah! Still alive, Harling's murderer? Then dinner's on me tonight.
Cut the chatter, Spare Squadron. Mission complete. RTB. Trigger's still with us. Must have the devil in his corner. Spare 7, what happens if the one you've bet on dies while landing?
Then you win. So what, you're not done?
Just checking.
Spare 15, this is the control tower. Make your landing check. We don't want a wreck blocking the runway. Spare 15, you have permission to land. Wind conditions are calm. 3,000 meters. Too fast. Lower your airspeed. Lower your nose. You're too high. 1,500 meters. Heading is good. Stay on course. You're past the guidance limit. Make a visual landing. At least you're down. Careful with the aircraft next time.
I lost a lot of money for that trigger. Don't forget.
Spare 15, the runway's free. You have permission to take off. Go now.
Woohoo! My blood's boiling! Toss the chumpets!
Did I say you could take down the enemy? Throw anyone who disobeys into solitary.
今天就先打到第5关吧。睡觉了，大家拜拜。